Sup guys, hope you're having a great day. There are three main roles when playing Hardpoint: the Slayer, the Objective, and the Anchor roles. I'm going to explain each of these roles and how you can apply them in your next Hardpoint ranked match. First, the Anchor. An Anchor is a player whose role is to prevent enemies from getting the good spawn points and is in charge of being the first to push and prepare the next hardpoints for his teammates. There's one Anchor in a team. The Anchor of your team always serves as a Slayer or an Objective player until 15 seconds before time, when he or she goes to the next point and holds it to prevent enemies from spawning there. Keep in mind COD spawns aren't always accurate. Some enemies might spawn beside you. This means that the more teammates around the hard point, the higher chance of your teammates spawning there when they die. The Anchor plays aggressive if the enemies have the good side of the spawn. Once the spawn is taken, you play passive. The Anchor engages in mid to long range gunfights, so I recommend a weapon like the RPD. Next, the Slayer. This is a player who slays the enemies without necessarily being in the hard points. He or she rotates around the point, killing enemies that try to come close to the points. There are two Slayers in a team. The Slayer is usually the best player in a team whose gun skill is very good with awesome movement. If any of the Slayers are killed, they tell their teammates where the enemies are or where they are coming from. The Slayer shouldn't always be outside the hard points. Whenever the enemies gain control of the point, you should push with your teammates to collect the points. The Slayer mostly engages in mid to close range gunfights, so I recommend the Kilo, M13 or CBR4. And finally, my favorite role, the Objective. I play the OBJ role and I have to say it's the most underrated role in the game. There are two OBJ players who stay inside the hard point, controlling the point while others play their respective roles. As an OBJ player, you have to be prepared for anything like purifiers, grenades and termites, so always drop a trophy system and shield, blocking the entrance of the point. Take cover at opposite positions of a fellow OBJ player in the point. Also, you need to have fast reaction time and be able to predict which doorways the enemies might come from, and if the enemies have the point, you should be able to predict which position they are camping at. Your operator's skill won't be ready in the first hard point, so I recommend using the overclock perk to charge it faster. Being in the OBJ gives you points, so you don't need to worry about not getting much kills. The OBJ player engages in close range gunfights, so I recommend the Mark 10 and M13 because of their fast fire rates. Please leave a like so a random teammate might watch this vid. To summarize the first part of this vid, you should have two OBJ players with shields and trophy systems ready and three Slayers holding the surrounding environment of the hard points. The third Slayer is a support player who also functions as an anchor to prepare the next hard point for the team, or an OBJ player to maintain the current points for the team. I know you're wondering how these rules apply to you, especially if you'll be matching up with randoms as teammates, so I'll be explaining this now. If you don't solo rank matches and always have a team of 5 players that you communicate with and play effectively together, you can skip this part and just take the tips from the first part of this video. But if you solo rank matches, most of the time you get matched with randoms who might not know what roles to play, so what you need to do is play in a more flexible manner. First, if your teammates are playing as if it's a team deathmatch, what you need to do is just play OBJ, hold the hard point while they get kills for the team, and since you also need to be the anchor, just leave the hard point 10 seconds before time and push the next hard point so your teammates might spawn beside you. Secondly, if you notice all your teammates are just staying in the hard points, you need to switch to the Slayer role. Even if you aren't the best, you need to do it because your teammates aren't playing their roles. You need to make sure the enemies don't enter the hard point and kill your teammates. Personally, I'll just grab a random friend or two and enter hardpoint rank matches with them, and we'll just alternate the roles between ourselves. Thanks for watching. I hope you dominate your ranked matches. Until the next video, stay moist.